From the snowy Himalayas to the mighty Indian Ocean. From the snowy Himalayas to the mighty Indian Ocean. From the verses of Vedas to the vision of a resurgent Bharat. We are inheritors of a civilization that has never been conquered in spirit nor in substance. Today, as we gather for the first lecture of the year, let us remember we are not just students. We are the torch bearers of Bharat's destiny. Namaste, Pranam, Shubh Sandhya. As the divine soul within me boasts to the divine soul within you all. I, Bhuvan Krishna, student of IIT Madras, warmly welcomes everyone present here. On the behalf of the Vande Mataram family, it is my privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural lecture of the academic year 2025-2026. A tradition where we gather not just to learn, but to reaffirm our commitment to Bharat's civilizational values. It is an honor to welcome our chief guest today, Dr. Vikram Singh, a living example of service, courage, and leadership, whose life and work embody the ideals of Rashtra Seva and Rashtra Dharma. I also extend my greetings to our respected faculty members, fellow students, and friends who share in the mission of reviving Bharat's spirit and destiny. Today's lecture is on how youth can lead a meaningful life, a theme of deep relevance to all who believe in building a strong, secure, and self-reliant nation. The Isha Upanishad reminds us of the sacred quest for the truth on which we all have embarked ourselves. Hiranmayen patren satyaspihitam mukham. Hiranmayen patren satyaspihitam mukham tatvam bhushan apavirinu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Arthat, O son, the golden vessel hides the face of truth. Unveil it for me. Unveil it for us. Unveil it for the seeker of the path of truth and righteousness. May this gathering be a humble offering in the service of that eternal Bharat. I request our chief guest to kindly take his seat on the stage. Once again, it gives me immense pride to welcome Dr. Vikram Singh to this stage. I request Professor Satyanarayan Gumadi, Dean of Students, IIT Madras, to present a fruit basket as a token of our respect and admiration. Thank you, Professor Satyanarayan Gumadi. Thank you, Professor Gumadi. As we begin, let us rise to the call of our motherland. We shall now sing Vande Mataram, the soul-stirring composition by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay that ignited the hearts of freedom fighters and continues to inspire us to safeguard Bharat's honor. This tradition at our forum is not just ceremonial, it is an expression of gratitude and resolve that binds us together as a unit. I invite everyone to stand in respect as Sushri Divyaji and Sushri Pratikshaji leads us in the national song. I welcome them.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Syamalam, Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Thank you, Sushri Pratiksha ji and Sushri Divya ji, for that wonderful song. The Vande Mataram Forum at IIT Madras aspires to take initiatives that introduce and sensitize the student community about Bharat's rich cultural, economical, socio-political, scientific, and technological heritage, its ramifications today, and thoughts about the roadmap ahead. The shloka from Ramayana, Janni Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Garyasi, which means that mother and motherland are superior to heaven, is the philosophy that has kept us going ahead for the last 9 years in the institute and strengthened our national consciousness. Now, I would proceed to introduce the guest of honor and the speaker for today. Dr. Vikram Singh is not only a retired IPS officer of the 1974 batch and former Director General of Police Uttar Pradesh, but also a guardian of Bharat's civilizational ethos and values. He commanded the world's largest police force of 190,000 personnel with distinction, courage, and integrity. He has led from the front in the fight against terrorism and organized crime, modernized policing with state-of-art technology, and inspired generations of officers to blend efficiency with compassion. Decorated with multiple President's Police Medals for Gallantry, the President's Medal for Distinguished Service, and honored in the Limca Book of Records as India's most decorated police officer, Dr. Singh is a warrior scholar in the truest sense of the phrase. As an academic and author, he has penned works ranging from ecosystems of central Himalayas to human rights and police, Chambal dacoits, Baghis or bandits, and ISIS, the black canopy of mental slaughter. He continues to inspire youth with the message that service to the nation is the highest calling. His life and actions bring life into the ancient shloka mentioned in Mahabharata. Mukhe tu sakalam shastram, prishthe cha sasharam dhanu, idam brahmanam idam shatram, shapadapi sharadapi. Please join me in a thundering round of applause for Dr. Vikram Singh. Sir, I kindly invite you to take the stage so we can proceed with the lecture.
Thank you, Bhuvanji, for the very kind introduction. You have been most gracious and kind, and very well. Thank you very much. I mean, being in IIT Madras would humble anyone, including one who has got 3 gunshot on him, and with stalwarts like J.K. Jiva Keshav, one of the topmost and pioneers of researchers in the country, being awarded by no other than the Dharmendra Pradhan, Education Minister of the country. Distinguished faculty members, my dear students, what can I say when I am in the campus which is truly world class? I did not have this good fortune of rubbing shoulders with the world's best. Your faculty here is the world's best, iconic. 10 minutes at their feet is equal to 10 days in a library. This is their brilliance. Their brilliance rubs off, and what I learned at the tea break, in fact, was game changer and life changing. What to talk of your students? Ashish, Jiva, Pratiksha. In fact, when the heart is full, the words are few. You are old enough to be my granddaughter. But today I say that you are like Ma Annapurna, feeding the hungry on the auspicious Ekadashi day. I pass on all the punya to you, to your parents, whose feet I touch from here itself. It is not the question of one Pratiksha. There seem to be divine people in the whole campus. As they say, Ashish ji, ki patte patte puska signature hai. The signature of the Almighty is there on every leaf of IIT Madras. Mothers in so many forms have prepared meals. As a police officer, I am accustomed to receiving brickbats, but not this level of hospitality, not this level of magnanimity or kindness. Dean sir has given me and made my task very simple. a basket of fruits. This is yet again a phalahar till the next Ekadashi. Sir, the Ramcharitmanas says, I will begin from here, right here, sir. Hanumanji says and seeks permission of Ma Sita, can I eat the fruits? In a one-liner, Sita Ma says, Raghupati charan hriday dhari tahi madhur phal khaye. Ye nahi ki gobble up everything because you are hungry. No. First keep the Almighty in your heart. When you keep the Almighty in your heart, then the fruit becomes prasadam and then you are entitled to have it. Ma'am, you are working on corruption. Those who identify and loot the country and the society, it is not the Bhagya Lakshmi that they are getting, it is Kala Lakshmi. Make no mistake about it, I am the oldest man in this auditorium, and I dare say, perhaps in IIT Madras. I have nothing to gain or lose, and there is a philosophy of dying declaration. That person about to die will not speak an untruth. I have yet to come across a person who has made a dishonest money and has done well in life. As the Chanakya Niti says, it requires just about 40 to 50 years till it disintegrates him, his family, his reputation. Today the youth are beset with so many temptations. You wouldn't be comfortable with Hindi, so I'll continue in English only. Right or wrong? Okay. I will sprinkle like salt or sugar once in a while because no translation can do justice to the original, but I'll try to stick only to English. In my time, you said 74 batch of the IPS, 72 in MSc Allahabad University. They think, this boy is a deviant because he drinks tea, he reads novels, he watches movies. If today somebody does only these three, he'll say he's a devata. He just drinks tea, he drinks nothing else. He reads only novels and does not read anything else. He watches only movies, does not watch anything else, and I will stop at that. I'm at a university and as a former police officer, when the faculty comes for interviews and the students also for scholarships, I would like to profile you. You have given me your character certificate, the Thana reports everything, but I would like to go through to your browsing history. Okay? Suddenly I find the color fading from the faces. Sir, why? I will not show you. The more you say that you will not show your mobile phone or the laptop, make no mistake about it, I will get to the cookies and I'll get to the right bottom of your hard disk. And if you voluntarily say yes, no questions asked, I will not embarrass you further, you're selected. But any denial or any defense mechanism, as they say, Ashish, how to read faces. In my time, and even now, the moment a person enters, in 1 minute, the interview is over. From the way the person enters, from the way he conducts himself, from the way he addresses the chair, that is 90% of the marks. The rest I have in my hand. I don't need to speak to you much further. That MRI and CT scan are already over, and the distinguished world-class professor sitting here, they would agree with me. ज़्यादा बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है, time waste करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Get to the browsing history. Get to the people. Giving a meaningful life. I would say that in my time, the temptations were very, very minimal. The temptations were run away from class, go see a movie, run away from class, go for a picnic across the Gangaji. And those who were more adventurous would take their girlfriend also. But that was very, very rare. It was in the rarest of cases somebody will have the audacity to take the girlfriend or the boyfriend and then go for a picnic or something. Because it was beset with hazards. Now I'll tell you that what it means. Swami Vivekananda, you'd ask me, why Swami Vivekananda? I have been a voracious reader. How do I, this one. Okay. Been a voracious reader, and I have done Henry David Thoreau, R.W. Emerson, Max Muller, Dr. Paul Dewson, and also I have read so many Bal Gangadhar Tilak, no harm, Everybody is great in his own way. But the birth of Swami Vivekananda is an indication of the fact his Guru Ramkrishna Paramhans said that it was only when the Saptarsh Bendal came together and came down in Bhuvaneshwari Devi's womb and born to Vishwanath Datta, that was Swami Vivekananda. It was a celestial incident. And you can see for yourself that he was a touchstone. He was one person that whoever and whatever he touched became Kohinoor. You must have heard of Jamshedji Tata. Jamshedji Tata became Tata House because the spirit of service and the national cause were ingrained in him by whom? Swami Vivekananda. Subhash Chandra Bose, the patriot, soldier, saint who gave everything to the motherland. Sri Aurobindo, an ICS officer, gave up ICS for the country. And what did you have thereafter? Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. In Madras itself, there is a saying that Rajgopalachari was in a meeting addressed by whom? By the Viceroy. And as a teenager, when he spoke, the Viceroy called Rajgopalachari and said, "What are you reading?" He said, "I am reading Swami Vivekananda." His brilliance is such that he promised, as Ashish Jivaji would know, Pratiksha would know, he has promised to inspire the youth and the nation for 1500 years. 3 of his prophecies have come true. And he was one person, a saint, who was Trikaldarshi. You see the difference between the politician who was created by Swamiji. What did Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose say? तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. Give me blood and I will give you independence. But there are those netas who did not have the good fortune of being at the feet of Swami Vivekananda. वो क्या कहते हैं? तुम मुझे वोट दो, खून तो मैं ले ही लूंगा उसके बाद. You give me votes, I will extract your blood after that. Because they were so unfortunate that they did not have the good fortune of enjoying the Satvikta of Swami Vivekananda. Now I will tell you how to bring meaning in your life. I'll give you my example also. I've had the good fortune of eating at classy restaurants in London and New York, the cost of which, Ashish, was more than 50,000 rupees per person. Meeting my friends who had done so well, billionaires in USA. I'll give you the example of one topmost bureaucrat in the country. He not only enjoyed the topmost rank in the state, he became, sir, or I would not like to give loud hints, the head of the state. Like people who have become chief secretaries and DGPs, often they become head of another organization in Government of India. He became that also. After that, he became the governor of a state. I think, what more could one ask for? What more could one have asked for? Example number 2, a billionaire, my classmate, doing very well. He took me around his house and displayed. Okay, this is my gymnasium, this is my library, this is my dining area, and this is where I play with my dog, and this is my equestrian hobby station. I have 2 Arab steeds also. Okay, what about your parents' place? What to do with old furniture? You can understand the contemptuous words that he said of his parents. I was absolutely, somebody would have stabbed me, I would have not felt as hurt as I felt then. Old furniture. Salamat raho. I would say, khush raho. I don't curse anyone. God be with you. But as in the Mahabharata, Vidur said to Duryodhan, "Are Murkh, Yamaraj ko dawat mat de. Don't invite Yamaraj to your place." And this is exactly what he did. 10 years later, I again visited him. e-funerals of his parents in India, dim candlelight in the bedroom, wife had abandoned him, and singing मुकेश के गम भरे नगमे. क्या सुन रहे थे? ये गम भरे नगमे. Sad songs of Mukesh and Rafi. मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया. एक और नंबर है of तंगा चुके हैं कश्म कशे जिंदगी से हम, ठुकरा न दे इस जिंदगी को बेखुदी में हम. I am absolutely tired of the strains and stresses of my life. I hope I do not kick this life in desperation. And this is the fate of these two people. You know what happened to them? Where are they? Both harmed themselves and committed suicide. विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि, और जिसने जिसने अपने पेरेंट्स को ओल्ड फर्नीचर कहा है उसकी नियत यही होती है. Becoming the top bureaucrat of your state was not sufficient to keep you happy. Becoming the top leader of the major investigating agency of the country was not enough. Becoming head of state was not enough. What was lacking? What was lacking? As I said before, boys and girls, I don't like going out. I don't like spending or a lavish lifestyle. I don't like burning money. But there are those who want to take you out just to flaunt their wealth, to show off. But let me tell you, my quantum of happiness in those outings was -5 out of 100. I have been honored, felicitated at the topmost locations in Lucknow and Delhi. That gave me tremendous honor and satisfaction. But guess what gave me Atmik Sukh and happiness? Any guesses? Pressing the feet of my parents, who are no more. I can feel their blessings even today. Those who are serving their parents and are lucky to have their parents, don't be lazy. Call them today and say that you love them. Take this opportunity of going to them and say, I want to press your feet, Amma. I want to press your feet, Dad. Their blessings will come to you in manifold. I, as a person, had never gone to any politician's house, whether they were related to me or ever. And people said, you will never become the DGP of the state ever because you are not swimming with the tide. You are not street smart. You will never become the DGP. So be it. I will not compromise on the basics. Well, I not only became the DGP, but the longest serving DGP in 60 years. Also got all the medals except the one that you get posthumously. Well, it was the will of God that I didn't get a Gallantry medal posthumously. But all the medals twice over. And there was a sher somebody said, Ajab inqalaab daura to dekho, manzil use mili jo sharike safar na tha. Look at this miracle. The destination was conquered by one who was never in the race. I was not in the race. But what would you do to natural laws of justice that your parents' blessings are a fixed deposit to you that would serve you, your spouses, your family, your children and grandchildren? As a scientist says, I have no empirical proof. I have no logical proof. But what I see in 50 years, there are those who treated their parents like old furniture. Their end. And those, I take you to Police Commissioner Ghaziabad Ajay Kumar, who is now ADG Prayagraj, a constable's son, opted for the IPS, an all India topper of both services. Yet, his success, he says, is, I served my parents like God. I haven't seen God, but my parents are my God. This is what will give you meaning. So what will not give you meaning? I think, of course, these are very, sir, you are telling me what is the very basic things. I have read in the moral science lectures what you are repeating now. Are you senile or what? Now let me tell you, the basic truth often is very simple and yet complicated. In today's time, as I said before, 50 years ago, drinking tea, going to the cinema Reading novels was sufficient reason to brand you as a deviant. But today, in the NCR, when I find bar, a senior officer comes and says, sir, my daughter is celebrating a birthday. Many congratulations to you. Okay, you are also saying many. What should I say? Unka, sir, she has opened a bar in a 5-star hotel and has invited her friends. Unka, what do you want me to do? Unka, get the bar removed. So I called up the hotel, unka, remove that bar immediately. The daughter comes back and threatens the manager. That Buddha is not paying for my party. I'm paying for the party, and the party will happen the way I will happen. Unka, okay, forget the Buddha. Now it is a butcher who's talking to you now. Make no mistake about it. There will be no party. There will be party with only sattvic refreshments, puri, kachori, halwa, laddu. Okay? And if there is liquor, let me tell you, there will be consequences for you. There will be consequences for you. But do you think we did not go wrong? I used to tell my good friend that when you are drinking with your wife in your closed room, even if it is in a tea kettle, drinking in cups and saucers, do you think your children will not know? Liquor smells from a mile and spreads to a marathon level distance. Matra devo bhav, pitra devo bhav, acharya devo bhav. The first be godlike, and then you will get the respect. Then you will have the telling that please don't touch liquor ever, because I have never touched liquor. But if you yourself are cheering along with your spouse and your daughter, then God save that family, sir. Then God save that family. I call it Tabahi Express. Tabahi is Destruction Express. There are 4 stations. The first station I placed before you is alcoholism. We have also, sir, like you must be having farewell parties, fresher parties, and God knows what parties. Valentine's Day has become a national festival or something. In my times and in your time, there was just one festival. That was the fresher. That was what? No other party in 365 days. And the party said, what will you be having, sir? We will be having a goat. Sorry. There will be no liquor. There will be no non-veg food. There will only be sattvic food. That will be the freshers party that you're going to have. I'm not here to get your smiles or accolades or your approval. I'm here only to see that you turn out when you pass out, you are true men and women of steel who will do your families proud and your country proud. I was brought up in a no-nonsense atmosphere, and I expect all of you boys and girls, when you grow up, when you have families, your teachers are truly world-class. Again, I would say that I respect my parents as God. When I became 17, Pratiksha, there was less interaction with the father. My mother called me, Vikram, I would like to speak to you 5 minutes. This house belongs to gentlemen and people with upright moral conduct. And boys of good families don't stay out of the home for after 6 p.m. And if they do, they inform the parents where they are and what they are up to. The day you consume liquor, and I've been in the police, I belong to a community where liquor is very common. I have not touched, I don't even know the taste of what liquor is. Is it sweet? Is it sour? Or what the taste is? The next instructions my mother gave me was, the day you drink, don't come back home. We don't accept deviants and drunkards at home. The third point, if you are accused of harassing a girl or caught by the police for this kind of an activity, your father will not bail you out. In fact, there is a draft 4-line advertisement which will be out in the press once you are wanted by the police. Vikram Singh, son of Markandeya Singh, has fallen into evil company. We divest him all family legacy and connections with him. Do I make myself very clear? Yes, Amma, you have made yourself very clear. You say that your mother was very brutal. I said she did a great service to me. I have not looked at liquor. I go abroad. I move in the right kind of company. I don't know if you girls will forgive me. I don't know what a nightclub looks from inside, and I would not like to know also. It has never tempted me. Drinks have never tempted me. Nightclubs have never tempted me. It is a one-way traffic to disaster. So Tabahi Express station number 1, sharab, alcohol. Number 2, illicit liaisons. So you will ask, what is life then there for? No alcohol? No girlfriends or boyfriends? You think we are born sadhus, sannyasis? For everything there is a time, and to everything there is a season. The whole life is there in front of you. Sari zindagi, aap sab film star material, all of you are film star material. Itni opportunity, you will get so many opportunities that you will have a difficult choice finding your friend. Then we come to another point. You go to Times Now, you will find my interaction. Dating apps. Dating apps are a surreptitious mode of human trafficking. Surreptitious mode of human trafficking. How? There was a girl who asked the counselor and the psychologist on the show, said, I'm going for a blind date and I've got that contact from the dating app. How should I go? How should I prepare myself and go? Go to a place that is frequented by others, like a metro station, like a restaurant. Have somebody who is known to you, who should keep at a distance of 100 yards. Carry pepper sprays and a small dagger when my turn came. So what are your suggestions? My suggestion is just forget the entire episode. From what you have advised her, are you going for a dating app, dating purpose, or are you going for an ambush, military jungle warfare ambush? The level of preparation you are making for yourself, an arm, pepper spray, backup support, backup party, escape party. What kind of love is there in that? There is no love. There is all hatred, hatred, hatred with a capital H. Love can never blossom in this kind of a negative atmosphere. इस सावन के अंधे को सब हरा हरा दिखता है. Everything is rosy. As Robert Frost has said, it takes a woman 20 years to make a boy a gentleman and a girl 3 months to make a fool of him. Swamiji's great disciple, Henry Ford. How many girlfriends do you have? How many girlfriends do you have? His reply was, if I had had girlfriends, I would not have been Henry Ford. You see this commitment, you are in IIT Madras, you are not in any Vidyalaya or Pathshala. You are cent percenters. You are those who have arrived, you have crossed so many finishing lines. This poor nation, your parents expect the world of you. For all of you who have crossed so many finishing lines, only sky is the limit and there is no scope of digression. These are all distractions, the 4 of them. Addiction to distraction is the death of creativity. Repeat after me. Addiction to distraction is the death of creativity. IIT Madras expects all of you to be world class as your faculty is. You already are world class. But the decline in standards happened, you know why? Just one drink, one shot, one dose of drugs, and you and your career are finished. It's my painful duty to apprise you of the fact. Then people say that, sir, आपकी जिंदगी तो बेकार हो गई. आपने डेटिंग नहीं की, आपने विस्की नहीं पी, आपने ड्रग्स नहीं लिए, तो आपने किया क्या है साग और मूली खा करके? What have you done? What I have done, I will tell you. What God has given me and Swamiji has given me. And to tell you what, I don't throw a challenge, but whenever I go to any college, I'm the oldest man here. Let us see who does more push-ups, you or I. And anybody who does more than me gets 50,000 to me right here. I'll deposit with Ashish. This is what the example of these are. चले हुए कारतूस, कटी पतंग बेपेंदी के लोटे, ये वो लोग हैं जो शराब ज्यादा पीते, पानी कम पीते. एक जमाना था. There was a time when a barat would go, sir. Those who would drink would behave like untouchables. 2 or 3 in a barat of 100 or 150, they would bolt themselves in a toilet, have their drink or something, and then eat some garlic and soft and then come out. And everybody, you know, that they are drunkards and they're brand, ye to sharabi aa gaya hai. And they were treated like outcast. Today, the times have changed so drastically that unless there is a bar in the wedding party, the barat will not be able to reach the bridegroom's destination. It's only the bridegroom or the bridegroom's father will go. You will not get the baratis. Bar kahan pehle ye batao, bar kahan hai. The bar will decide the number of baratis. Bar and baratis, this is the linkage that is between the bar and the baratis. Then, I take you to New York once again. What is it that serves your purpose? There was a writer, a scholar like you, world-class Joshua Liebman. When he graduated out of college, he wrote a list of 25 things that he wanted to work on. Getting the most pretty film star of Hollywood, 2 cars, Ferrari and Rolls-Royce, a palatial bungalow in New York and a villa in Switzerland. What next? Surplus bank balance, something around, you know what? 1 billion in those times. But when the rabbi, the guru, saw his list, he just struck it down, 0, and wrote 3 words: peace of mind. Peace of Mind was the bestseller for 25 years in the world. That book by Joshua Liebman, The Neurotic Pursuit of Materialism. I repeat, the introduction was, The Neurotic Pursuit of Materialism will do us no good. It will drive all of us crazy. It will break the families. And indeed, I should not be pontifying, I should not be preaching to all of you youngsters because your workload is such that there is bound to be sleep deprivation. But there's a biological requirement that you have to have minimum 8 hours of sleep. How you get it, please manage that. Information overload. By the time this session is over, there will be hundreds and thousands of papers out which will be relevant for you how to cope up with that stress. I'm sure you will have it in you to get over the information overload. Time starvation. Time starvation. Then again, I'll give you a sutra. Focus on the worthy. Focus on the worthy. Otherwise, we'll suffer from digital dementia. We will suffer from digital dementia. You know what? There's an Urdu couplet. आंख पड़ती है कहीं पाँव कहीं पड़ता है सबकी है तुमको खबर अपनी खबर कुछ भी नहीं. You are moving around like a zombie. Your eyes is somewhere, feet are going elsewhere, you're moving like without check or pilot as if you are a man possessed. This is digital dementia. Acharya Rajneesh narrated a story. I really like that story of digital dementia. He said, what we do, ये छलनी से पानी छानते रहे, शाम को नतीजा कुछ नहीं निकला. We actually used a sieve to filter water. Every evening I did it for months together. I got nothing, received nothing. This is what unnecessary surfing and digital dementia are all about. He said this is a story of a small town. 2 boys who were very keen on surfing and thought that they were masters of IT went to a village fair, as all fairs are. There was a show that like Kaun Banega Karodpati, you enter, pay entry fees of 1,000 rupees each. And then if you win, you were promised 25,000 rupees. Because the boys said, of course, we are masters of surfing. We know all, we will win the prize. So they entered the contest. So the first question, what kind of girl you would like to marry? Educated or uneducated? Educated. Next, would you like your bride to know cooking or not know cooking? No cooking. Acha jawab. Third question, would you like your bride to know driving or no driving? Driving. Would you like your wife to be a film star material or ordinary looking? Film star material. The contest was going very well. And the boys were very thrilled that we are going to get 25,000 rupees each. Now the last question. Would you like your wife to bring dowry or without dowry? Of course, with dowry. Now the last answer. Now the time has come. Kaun banega crorepati? Now the answer. You are answering absurd questions for a long time. Have you seen your face in the mirror, both of you? April Fool, go to school, tell your teacher you are a big fat fool. This is what we do, unnecessary net surfing, and end up wasting our time, getting the 60,000 thoughts that we have. William James, the psychologist, said that on an average, a human being has 60,000 thoughts. It may be 60, it may be 70, it may be something around 75. Those who are very thoughtful, as Bhuvanji is, he may get 70,000 thoughts also. In these thoughts, we have to see what kind of mind. Either we program our mind, or the mind will program us. This unnecessary surfing, if we are here with Swami Vivekananda, rest assured, your mind will be wired in the right direction. And if you are not here, rest assured, Google will program your mind in a very negative manner that will be only focusing on Sunny Leone and others. So it is better to program your gadgets. You program your gadgets to program your mind for positive things. And therefore, if you read Swami Vivekananda, you should have a belief system. When you have a belief system, the foundation is already made. Then your thoughts will come accordingly. When your thoughts come in a direction, your actions will be mobilized in that direction. If Tendulkar is thinking and doing, he'll only think and dream of cricket, nothing else. A criminal will only think of who are moneyed people whom I can murder and get the money. Action. After action, then it becomes character. The character has become on the basis of your belief, your thoughts, your actions, and then it is your destiny. Likewise, if I have programmed my mind into making money irrespective of the fact how I am making it, then I have programmed my mind in a negative manner, and rest assured, like all those who have made money negatively, illegitimately, are sleeping with a cobra. I don't want to curse anyone, but I have yet to come across people who have made hundreds and thousands of crores, ending up in jail, their only child committing suicide and saying, Dad, I'm sorry that you are my father. I'm sorry that I was born in your family. Everything undone in just 10 minutes. So please be very particular in what you read, what you think, where you go. You are an average of 5 of your best friends. You tell me the books that you read are an extension of your personality. Like if I were to say that Ashish, Jivaji, and you beta, Pratiksha, and you, Honorable Professor, are my best friends, we'll go, yes. You are a star material and you'll go very high in life. But if I were to say that my 5 best friends are Banne, who was picked up by the police for bicycle theft, Bhondu, who was picked up for stabbing, Kallu, who was picked up for writing, because then very soon, sir, you will also be in their company very soon. I am the average of 5 of my best friends. And to be a high achiever, I would say that you have to be constant self-improvement. I would request you to repeat another formula for me. Be so kind, it will not take more than 5 seconds. Focus, repeat after me please.
Focus
Plus daily improvement
plus daily improvement
plus time
plus time
is equal to a genius.
is equal to a genius.
That is how, boys and girls, you have to focus on the worthy. Focus on the worthy. There are too many extraneous things that will make a zombie or a Rip Van Winkle out of you. And Swamiji's assurance is there that in 6 months, you can be a perfect yogi. 180 days is all. It's not that I invest a lifetime in becoming a yogi. No. 6 months of right company. Another quote of Swamiji is, especially companionship of the worldly distracts the mind. Companionship of the worldly distracts the mind. I was at a podcast very recently. Which is your favorite TV program? I don't watch TV. If suppose you were to go to Big Boss, then what will be your reaction? Firstly, I don't know what Big Boss is. I have to first understand what Big Boss is. There is so much of garbage in the idiot box. There is so much of garbage in the net that you really have to safeguard yourself to keep away from the malignant influence. The smile and the glow on your faces, boys and girls, is the signature of the Almighty there, and don't let anything or anyone remove that. You are the pride of the nation, you are the pride of IIT Madras, you are the pride of your family. I salute your parents, I salute your Kul and Vansh, and at least I have no doubt that you will prove to be men and women of steel who will do India proud. I have no doubt. You will raise a clarion call for me twice. Vande Mataram. Jai. Wonderful. Now I think I have exhausted my time. Have I? No, sir. I have time. Okay. Before I ask you questions, shoot any question that you would want, personal, impersonal, or whatever seems to be nagging on your mind. I am available to you and forever. Out if we do not speak of Swami Vivekananda ji. Swami Vivekananda ji said, do not indulge in vague gossip. Swami ji's time did not have television or internet. But yes, Swami ji did forewarn us, do not indulge in vague gossip, but become a dynamo of spirituality. Meditate in silence and become a dynamo of spirituality. He also said that if you do that, in 6 months, you will be a perfect yogi. Now, to be a yogi, a foundation has to be made. That foundation comes by certain very basic negative. All of us do what? A to-do list. But these 6 months will tell you to have a not to-do list. I'll not be with negative people. I will not go. I will condense it in just 1 or 2 minutes. Have a toxin audit of yourself, toxicity audit of your personality. See who adds discomfort to your mindset. Time, situations, and places. You know, there are some people with whom you shake hands. You feel that the entire life energy has gone. There are some people who, when they go to an ICU, the man in the ICU comes out. They are the positive people. Like Pratiksha ji, Jiva ji, Ashish ji. And there are those who see right kind of person, he will go into the ICU. So they are the types of people you need to avoid. Situations. If somebody does not have a kind word for you, he only has negative sentiments for you, it is best to avoid. No complaints, nothing. But they are the people to be avoided because they, in fact, they impinge and give you a wound on your psychosomatic body that will take a long time to heal. Furthermore, a meaningful life will come when you assure yourself of good interpersonal skills. I'm happy that Ashish ji has come out with a bookstall. These books are very reasonably priced. I have read all the books that are there, and each is a masterpiece. I would strongly advise that take one, not very many. I will, of course, advise you that after you have graduated with this one book, you will be addicted to Swami Vivekananda. I do not say that you buy the 9 volumes of complete works of Swami Vivekananda, but yes, the 4 masterpieces, Raj Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. These are the 4 books, very small books, but they are a window into the yogic practices of India, and so beautifully written by the master himself. Romeo Rolla, the Nobel Prize winner, wrote about Swami. His words are great music. Phrases in the style of Beethoven, marching choruses like the rhythms of Handel. That was, and one cannot but be energized by reading his works, and what enthusiasm they must have generated when the words emanated from the lips of the hero. This is Romeo Rolla. So, boys and girls, my appeal to you be, befriend the wisdom of Swami Vivekananda, the tapasya of Swami Vivekananda. God Almighty has scripted your Janam Kundli himself. Otherwise, you would not have been in this auditorium. You are at IIT Madras, in the company of world-class professors, in a company that anybody would give his life for his child to be there. And that is why there is a blessing. कि स्वामी विवेकानंद जी के ज्ञान और विज्ञान से मृत्युंजय बने. And there is also a blessing in our scriptures that you are the children of immortality. Amritasya putraha yuyam, Ishwarasya putraha yuyam, Shashvatasya putraha yuyam. You are the children of immortality and feel that there is no weakness in you. I would strongly recommend Ashish that once this is there, get a Swamiji from the Ramakrishna Mission and have voluntary meditation classes. Another thought that comes to me is Ashantasya kuto sukham, and I would like you to repeat after me. Sorry for boring you. Ashantasya kuto sukham. One who is ashant or not at ease with him can never be happy. Dhyanam sharanam gacchami. This is the second part. Meditate and you will be shant. And when you are shant, all the doors shall open for you. You will not be tempted. मुझे 3-4 चीजें आज तक कभी किसी ने नहीं की. Nobody offered me a bribe ever. Nobody called me for a cocktail party ever. And nobody called me for a dance party ever. क्योंकि जानते थे कि if they would call me, there will be consequences. होशियार को इशारा काफी है, आप समझ गए होंगे क्या होता. You are meant for higher things. And if you want to have be peace with yourself and to give meaning, attain what God Almighty has ordained for you. IIT Madras is just the stepping stone for you to give meaning. Be the servant of India, be the servant of the poor people of India, be the servant, as Swamiji had said, I'm proud to be an Indian. I'm proud to be one of your unworthy servants. Be that servant of India to your people, to your parents. Thank you very much, children. I'm truly blessed to be amongst you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and deeply inspiring address. I can safely say that I can keep my script aside for a moment and go in an extempore note for a second. There is a शेर by the Urdu poet Zauq. अजब ही सलीका है साहिबे मसनद का कहने का, वो जो ना सुनने भी आया था, वो और तमन्ना करता रहा. Such was the eloquence of the esteemed speaker that even he who came with an indifferent mind kept asking for more. But I have the unenviable task of upholding the flow of this event. So now we will have a brief question and answer session. I request members of the audience to introduce themselves and keep their questions crisp and to the point. Now we can proceed. Those who have the questions may kindly raise their hand.
Jain sir. Sir, this is Harsh Kumar Upadhyay. I'm a PhD scholar at Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. And my question is, sir, you are talking about we should serve our country. But we IITians, we are caught in a quagmire of placements which ultimately end up us serving majority of the American companies. And today we see what America in the form of tariff wars it's doing to India. Now, we are very much aware that government is making so many initiatives, but it is not trickling down. Now, sometimes it becomes impinging on us that what should we as individuals do, or how should we toil to convert these into reality, and we should stick back to our country and serve our nation. How should we do that? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Harsh. A very pertinent question, and that is what is bothering the best minds in the country today also. The American tariffs and the top 60% of IIT students do go to America. No harm in that. But they also serve who stand and wait. It's not in any manner, yes, but I would rather that they served in India, they served Indian companies, they served us. But going to America is an option that who am I to dictate? But yes, you have a whole life of 60 years of creativity. It's good to learn, get the experience. Who did not go to US? Did the Japanese not go to US? Did the Chinese did not go to US? Did the Israelis didn't go to US? But yes, settling down there is something that I have my reservations about. And therefore, this time is short, and I'm sure things will change for the better. And the hope of the nation is in the youth like you, Harsh, and I'm sure I see a bright future. And I for one have never felt helpless in my life ever, even if I had gunshot wound on me, I have never felt helpless. And there is no case of despondency. I'm sure there will be a solution for bright patriots like you, Harsh.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, everyone. I am Rajat, a fourth-year PhD scholar in Department of Humanities. So my question to you is, it's not a question, it's rather an inquiry. So you spoke about parents worshipping, how parents are equal to God, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. But sir, the point is, in our neighborhood, I mean, the place where I come from, I have seen parents constantly abusing their child, abusing their partners, be it man or woman, and setting a very wrong example for the next generation to come. So how are those parents are worthy of worshipping who are, constantly abusing and creating hindrance for their child's future? So if you could shed some light upon it, because you say Ram bano, but Shri Ram बनने के लिए दशरथ के जैसे पिता का होना भी जरूरी है. So how would you respond to that? Thank you.
There are deviants everywhere, including parents. There are rapist fathers, there are alcoholic mothers, there are deviants who indulge in human trafficking, but they cannot set the tone and tenor for parenthood. Parenthood is a very pious and sacred duty. And when I talk of parents, I talk of the parents where parenthood is something that is a divine duty. These parents you are talking about, son, I couldn't get your name. What's your name? Rajat. Rajat, the parents that you are referring to don't deserve to be parents. They don't deserve to be parents. What you're mentioning, that those who indulge in child abuse, those who indulge in cruelty, they don't deserve to be parents. A parent is an epitome of compassion. And what you are referring to, they don't deserve that. Now the Child Rights Act also enjoins that such parents, the place is behind bars and also counseling by the law enforcement agencies. So they cannot be our role models. Our role models are those who are our respected international faculty here, and those who have set their own benchmark of excellence, propriety, and discipline.
Sir, I am Nachiket Grandi from the Engineering Design Department. My question is of two parts. Now, first of all, from your time serving in the police force, whether it has directly affected you or not, you would have definitely observed corruption and all sort of things that we, as citizens of India, know about our country. How do you keep a motivation to serve the nation, to serve, the people around you, when you see all of this, pieces as part of our country as well? So that's number one. That being said, if you have that motivation, how do you decide what is the direction which you must go in order to, fulfill, that our dharma essentially of trying to serve our nation and our people?
I'm happy that you put this blunt question, and that requires a blunt answer. Going in the police, I was a good boy like all of you are. I was a good boy. I had never slapped anyone, and I still have not slapped anyone in my life. I have shot people, yes, but I have not slapped anyone. But the first time when the training started, they said that your training begins tomorrow at police station Kotwali, and the inspector will teach you how to break the leg bones of both the legs of a criminal. Immediately I got, I thought I will not be able to cope up with this. And I said, sorry, I cannot come. I have an upset stomach. I have butterflies in my stomach. The Inspector Rathi, he said, you don't have butterflies in your stomach, you're plain and simple chickening out. Please come exactly at 11 o'clock at night. But I was unequal to the task. And look, police or no police, I'm not going to break any bones ever. If it is within the ambit of law, engagement happens, that is a different story. But I don't do things like that. Similarly, the subculture of taking and accepting bribes and facilities to which you're not entitled, I'm not going to indulge in that. As they say that your head may be bleeding, it will be unbowed. I told Ashish that I still have an MIG house given by my father to me in Lucknow, because he knew I'll never be able to build a house for myself. And that MIG house says it all. People say that a sub-inspector has a much better palatial bungalow than yours. You have been the DGP, have got all the prestigious assignments. This is what my cup of arrogance is, that I have not accepted half a cup of tea from any politicians, from any business house, and I'm very happy the way I am. So it is your chart, it is your priority that you have fixed, that you will not accept illegal gratification. You will do only things that are legally correct and legally appropriate and morally correct too. If there's a conflict between legal and moral, I'll pick up the moral path, not the legal one.
Vande Mataram, sir. Thank you for your insights. I have two questions. First, you said that addiction to distraction is the enemy of creativity. But right now, for example, like I am doing a PhD in artificial intelligence, computer vision. So, like the things that are unfolding right now, from the beginning of our independence, for example, the people who were involved in our independence, like Savarkar and all, to the works of Vivek Agnihotri and all, the things that have been going, the way the things are unfolding, it is very difficult to stay away from those things. Like there is an urge to know the things, even though we cannot do anything about it, but still I feel the urge to know the truth and to aware people. So will you call this distraction? Second question I would like to ask. As you rightly said, in kind of 1975 and all, drinking tea and these things were off the track. Now it is like alcohol and all. So what is it that is setting that thing? Like, isn't it the media and the movies and this culture that is making the society corrupt? And what is it that we can do as an individual?
May I submit that what you are doing is the duty of every Indian, to understand what our freedom fighters did and what they had suffered at the hands of the British colonialism. It is not distraction. It is building up your moral fiber. It is building up your legacy, and it is being familiar what our Maharathis and what the freedom fighters did. It is not distraction. I'll come to specifics what distraction is. Like, or what should I say, going to objectionable sites. Gambling on the net, that is distraction. Then also visiting pornographic sites, that is distraction. And a big no-no, I decide for myself that I will never go to pornographic sites, to betting sites, and also to those sites which in fact promote vulgarity and this thing. Studying about Veer Savarkar, Chandrasekhar Azad, Shahid Bhagat Singh, Ram Prasad Bismil is our pious duty. I'm happy that you are doing it.
One more thing, like how to make a balance between my own work that I have to do and this side things and the other things that I am doing to contribute to the society and all.
Good. Make note of it. Time management is life management. Repeat after me. Time management is life management. You have to decide that the 24 hours that we have, you have to decide how much I will do for entertainment. This is entertainment, your passion. Studying about the freedom fighters. But if I study about the freedom fighters 8 hours a day, I don't think I'd be doing my duty very well. So you say that yes, for recreation, for light and general reading, I will do this for 60 minutes. Then I will do my work. And of course, when I'm fatigued and tired, I'll listen to music also. I'll listen to ghazals also. I'll listen to Shastri music also. That also is entertainment. But if I were to be on any mode of recreation for more than 1 hour, that is a time for introspection. Whether what kind of service I'm doing, whether the recreation has to be a recreation, it will always be a side dish. It can never be a main course meal.
Thank you. Second question, sir. No, it was the second question only. The society has been like from the 1975 to till date. It has
Understood. I'm
degraded.
sorry. Your question was so interesting that I forgot about the second part of the question. You see, the manner in which the neurotic consumerism has overtaken us. The neurotic consumerism has overtaken us. You see the honorable professors in front of you. They are those entities and divine personalities who have arrived. Do you see anything flashy about them? To the contrary, their frugality is very obvious from the demeanor and from the way they have entered this hall. And today you have people, I'm Ram Lal BA and I have a car. And then to flaunt the bar in your home, to flaunt the things that you have bought, the gadgets that you have acquired, as if that is a milestone in your achievement. My son has an iPhone, so what? To what use is he putting the iPhone 2? I have gifted my daughter a BMW. To what use? Tell me, how many orphans have you fed? How many widows have you clothed? How many times have you attended to your parents' requirement of medical emergencies? If none, then nothing matters. Then nothing matters.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. I am Ashok Narayan from Electrical Department. Sir, I want to ask a very personal question. Like, even after completing, not finishing tutorials before deadline, I feel stress. After shooting a person, how do you manage stress, sir? Like, how do you manage stress in life?
I would not like to spoil your dinner appetite. I'll show you the dead bodies of the number of people I have killed. Okay? And they are in my phone. I would not like to ruin. And in case you don't want to see, the choice is yours. I am a very harmless person. I am an absolute non-violent person. If you were to slap me, try today, I will not hit you back ever. But if somebody were to tear the national flag, if somebody were to put acid on a girl's face, if somebody were to indulge in gang rape, there is only one place for him to go, and that is and 5 in the chest and 1 in the head. In a radius of 1 inch in the chest and 1 in the head. It is not that I shoot below the knee or I shoot below आधा encounter, nahi, 200% pura encounter. I sleep very well. Because if I had spared them, it was with malice towards none, but firmness in the right. If I had not shot them dead, I would have had sleepless night. But I had good sleep because I shot them dead. So this is my area of peace and my area of snobbery. Those who shot 56 had a film made on them. After the show, you ask me, how many have you done? So I'll tell you.
Hello, sir. Namaste. Actually, I was working in IIT Madras. Now I'm no longer with. I stay in the vicinity, nearby. So, what I want to ask is, you have been telling about ifs and buts, do's and don'ts, and no alcohol, no non-veg. All these things, fine, fantastic. But don't you feel? I just want to ask you one thing. Can you suggest any methodology or technique which will make you divide off all the vices and make yourself very good? That is what our country wants. And youth must be filtered off all these things. Though distractions are there. Even when I was young, when you are young, when young people, distractions are there, continue to be there all the time. But never fall prey to those distractions and straight away go to your duty. And can you suggest any methodology? That's what
You are still young, sir. It's my painful duty to contradict you. You are still young. Now let me tell you one thing. I will only advise what works for you, what will give you tremendous advantage. Swami Vivekananda, practical spirituality. I don't do anything that is udhar or credit. Practical spirituality. You do this for 6 months. Try meditation, try being a yogi. If it doesn't work, leave me and call me a charlatan and a cheat. I have worked in the department, and those who got converted into becoming teetotalers. See me after 3 months. I'll tell you a small story. Do I have a time for 2 minutes?
Please, sir.
Acha. Sir, I was posted in DIG Meerut and we were supposed to nominate constables and sub-inspectors for Haridwar duty. Now that was a duty of 6 months and most of the people were very reluctant to go there. So what the normal practice was to pick out the drunkards and the debauch and send them to Haridwar. So we nominated 50 officers to go for Haridwar duty. So they said, sir, this is gross injustice and you picked up us and you picked all of them. What is injustice about it? Only policemen will go. But do me a favor. Try and abstain from alcohol. You'll be in the company of sadhus and sannyasis. Practice meditation for 5 minutes. And what I will do that if you feel that you have gained advantage when you return to Meerut, I'll give you a posting of your choice. A big offer to the police department. They came after 6 months and there was a different demeanor on their faces. They were at calm and peace with oneself. How was it? Because it was life changing. My savings have risen by 30%. I mingle with my family. The equation that I had with my wife or spouse, with my children, has never been as good as it is today. Okay, true to my word. What is the posting that you want? I'll give you the posting. Now look at the answer. It is not for us to ask you, sir. One who has made you ask this question to us, he will tell you where to post us. जिसने आपको ये प्रेरणा दी है कि मेरी पोस्टिंग करें, वही आपको प्रेरणा भी देगा. अब मैं किसी के आगे हाथ नहीं फैलाऊंगा. I will not beg or pass a begging bowl before anyone. आओ फैज अब हम भी वही हाथ फैलाएं, सारा जहां जहां हाथ फैलाता है. That is the level of a constable, head constable, sub-inspector to a DIG. And you can see the self-assured, the confidence that they did not even ask for a posting, which people would go to absurd lengths to get a posting of their choice. So, make it to the advantage. आप ये बता दें, किसी को बता दें कि शराब पीने के फायदे क्या हैं, ड्रग्स लेने के फायदे क्या, what is the advantage? Mahmood, the great actor, once said that alcohol, whiskey is made out from the animals, blood of 3 animals. Tiger, dog, and pig. The blood is taken out from 3 animals and then the decoction becomes whiskey. Sorry, those who are fond of drinks, they may take exception, but I am not here to whisper sweet nothings into your ears. Howsoever bitter it may be, I have to tell you. And this is Mahmood Singh. After the first drink, the tiger comes out and starts roaring. मेरे जैसा तुमने कोई शेर देखा है आज तक? The second drink, then he starts behaving like a wagging tail, like a dog. And after the third drink, he starts groveling in the nala, in the gutter, like a pig. So you have to tell these things that I have yet to come across a person who has done very well in his life because of drinks, because of smoking, because of drugs. And the challenge is there, you are a product of the product. We are senior citizens, but we are not so senior not to challenge the wonderful youth here who are Olympic material. Do more push-ups and then see who is the better of us. But ये तब होगा जब you lead a Spartan and disciplined life, वरना फोटो और फूल चढ़ने में वक्त नहीं लगता है. The photo is garlanded and it comes out at the age of 55 and 60, sir.
Ms. Astitwa Rajan Srivastav and I'm from the aerospace department. Sir, I'm a defense aspirant. I'm preparing for defense services, but my mother is opposing me. She doesn't want me to go there. And you only told ki you should treat parents like God. So, sir, in this case, what do you suggest? Like, people like me, what should they do?
Astitwa, your question is eternal. It has happened with multiple generations. Don't think for a moment. Your parents are already there with a yes to whatever you say, howsoever illogical and absurd it may be. As a parent, I can tell you, your mother already has a yes, but she will make the most of the arguments and the obstinacy that she can possibly have. At the end of the day, Astitwa, you will get what you want. And I'll stop at that.
From civil department. So I have one question, like the entire talk that I listened of yours, I found it very motivating. So how did you build your personality? Obviously one thing was reading Swami Vivekananda, but what else contributed in developing oneself or yourself in this case? Thank you.
Saptarshi, it doesn't come in a day. Your books motivate you. Your parents, who are you? Sit down, Saptarshi. Who are the prime movers in your life? Your parents, your siblings, and the books that you read, and the education that you get. In my time, there was a no-nonsense approach. I was lucky to go to schools where the three ingredients of good schooling were, it's illegal now, the three ingredients of good schooling were caning, cold bath, and bad food. Irrespective of the fact that you may be chief minister's son or driver's son, you will continue to get cold bath and the worst possible sabji and material for food to bring out the steel in you. Then you had the no-nonsense approach that in school you had to speak only English and home you had to speak Hindi only. And the no-nonsense approach that the parents have. I mean, it is difficult to imagine that parents are so possessive and so compassionate. I'll tell you a small incident. Do I have a minute? You see, the parents, I mean, normally you would feel that the parents are embodiment of divinity, as I would say also. I'll tell you a small incident. I was a good boy, never dated anyone, never looked at a girl ever in my life. What to talk of an affair? Because my diaries and notebooks were censored every day by my mother for any suspicious love letter or any suspicious number. And then she would ask me, whose number is this, whose number is this? There was no mobile. Can you please dial in front of me? Whose number is it? Anil or Anila? So, that being the level of censorship, I don't know what happened. A girl living in the neighborhood brought a cake. So the servant had a sadistic delight and said, Bhaiya ji, some madam has come to meet Bhaiya ji, me, has come to meet Bhaiya ji. So I was getting up. Why are you getting up? Your grandmother has come around. You keep sitting here. So she took a horsewhip. We had a horse. She took a horsewhip. How have you come? Today is Vicky's birthday. Vikram is Vicky's birthday. So I baked a cake and brought him for him to be. Give me the cake. You shameless character, good for nothing, waster and loser, and all kinds of thanedar abuses to her. Took the cake and threw it to the dog. Kab ye Vicky nahi, ye picky kutta khayega tumhara. Aaj ke baad shakal mat dikhana tum. Aur jo kaha, I cannot say. It is a very dignified gathering, but mother was merciless. And then when she came inside, the first, like the geyser, it is cold, then it is lukewarm, then it is hot, then it is scorching heat. You seem to be leching right, left, and center, but for the fact you're not so handsome that you get cakes on your birthday from the neighborhood. I'm your mother. You don't have the looks that you're a rock star. How dare she bring a cake for you? Ask her, what can I say? No. You must have given the right kind of vibes to her so that she had the audacity to come. What could poor Vikram do? Then she called the barber. Give a good shave to Vikram. And again, Mataji, what are you saying? He's going to the university. What will he say? He will say this, his mother expired and he's coming after doing her terehi. And since then, now I have no hair, but has been my permanent hairstyle, a shaven head. So you can see how no nonsense. They say you grow up, become very rich, become a billionaire, buy a helicopter and don't allow me to sit on your helicopter. But this house will run on the principles of your parents and that of your grandparents. It will not be run by whims and fancies of lecherous deviants, she said in Hindi. Lecherous deviants. Okay? If today somebody were to use this language, I'm sure there will be a couple of children who would be harming themselves. But a thick skin is a gift of God, and I would advise all of us should have thick skins.
We should be keeping away ourselves from liquors and everything, which is right in every manner. But sir, on the other hand, we are portraying our God smoking ganja and everything. So, I mean, what is your take on that? And you know what I mean because you have been posted in UP.
Comparison should be between comparables. Okay? God should compare themselves with God and mortals should compare themselves with mortals. If Shankar Bhagwan has Dhatura and Bhang, it doesn't mean that they become Shiva. When nothing matters. You know Durvasa Rishi was a saint and with a terrific temper. He would eat up the entire food and say, Durvasa has not had a meal, because the body was a very small aspect of their existence. Existence is of multiple planes. You and I are accustomed to Roop, Ras, Sparsh, Gandh and Shabd. But the Sharir is Thul, Sukshma and Karan, and the 5 sheets that are of the body, Annamay, Manomay, Pranamay, Vijnanamay, Anandamay Kosh. To which Kosh is attending to what? That is a multi-billion question, and therefore we should remain rooted to being human beings and do what is good for human beings.
But the break continues. Like, for don't know, for some time it continues. By the time we realize we took a long break, maybe it is hours or days or some time, whatever it is, how we keep ourselves keep coming back to our goals.
Such an honest question and introspection for all of us. We all want a break, but the break we want, it should never end. We go home, we go to a picnic spot, we go to a resort. I wish we could stay on for another 2 days, another 2 days, another 2 days. We are saving a TV, we get 10 CDs, we put on the CDs, we'll shut it down after 2, but we go on and on. You see, relaxation is a part of life, more so in case of IIT Madras scholars. Why? If you're relaxed, you'll be able to deliver better. Therefore, the first thing is to be absolutely relaxed. Understand that the best Dhanurdhar, the Gandhi holder Arjuna, the fact of the matter is that he was always very relaxed. And relaxation brings creativity, and creativity leads to efficiency. Therefore, to say, you need to relax, you matter, your relaxation matters. And that is why it's the job of every parent and elder to see that my students and my children are well relaxed. But yes, you are a big girl now. You have to draw the line yourself. When you feel that I'm fond of sweets, I pick up a chocolate, very good. Then I pick up another chocolate. Then I pick up the third chocolate and go, sir, at your age, you should not be having a third chocolate. So, it is for somebody to tell me, eating chocolates is good, but not 3 chocolates, and large size ones, jumbo size. Likewise, relaxation, if I'm having a weekend, when I was DGP, I would closet myself in my house, in my bedroom, Friday night, and I would come out on Monday morning. I would not meet anyone, I would not take any calls, no social engagement, only emergencies of law and order and crime. Otherwise, I would not meet anyone. Because if I didn't do that, I would have become crazy. Handling the crime more than the 4 states of Madhya Pradesh, Delhi, Kashmir, Himachal, Punjab, will drive you crazy. So that was the time that these 2 days, 48 hours of battery charging was so imperative. Charge your batteries to the fullest, but don't overcharge.
I'm Shivani Adhikari from Aerospace Department. I have a question for you. What is your take on individual liberalization in today's era?
You mentioned, Shivani?
Individual liberalization.
Liberalization.
Yes.
Liberalization has multiple dimensions. Liberalization at an individual level would mean that I may wear whatever I want to and nobody has a right to check me. At the personal level, as the controversy is going on, you know that the 2 sadhus of Delhi who are saying that multiple live-in relationships don't do any good to society. This is liberalization, individual liberalization. Then, of course, who am I to check anyone? To the extent that any liberalization, individual or collective, if it does not impact or harm the society in a negative manner, it is for the person to decide in what way he or she is contributing to the welfare, not only his or her welfare, but to the families and societies. And will that liberalization be passed on to the successive generations? Can it be shared with the parents? And if not, I would also have my reservations about liberalization.
So, what I understand, it is completely own perspective. Unless and until it goes beyond to the jurisdiction of the society and is not abided by the law, or it is abided by law, then it is okay. You are okay with individual liberalization, and everyone should be okay. unless and until we are in the jurisdiction of the society and abided by the written law of the country?
That's a very cerebral question you have put. I would go to a larger question. Go to Google and go to a writer, self-esteem. Whatever I may do today out of fashion, out of peer pressure, out of compulsion, out of being trendy, that liberalization, if at any given point of time erodes my self-esteem, that is a cause of concern. It may not happen today. It may happen after 6 months. It may happen after 12 months. But if you feel, or anybody who has taken that liberalization feels that he or she was about to harm himself or herself, and also that the self-esteem took a beating, that again is a thing that one should reconsider before going that path.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. A wonderful answer. Thank you.
Sir, good evening. You have just talked about the encounters done by you, but my question is that in any society, like in Nordic countries, the the kind of judgments that are passed to criminals, like they are more humanistic towards criminals. So in their societies, the number of crimes is getting reduced, but the state you serve, UP, there the extrajudicial killings recently increased, but the number of crimes in Yogi government is like increasing compared to the Akhilesh Yadav's regime. So what is your take on extrajudicial killings? Like people have been, even social media are glorifying that. Even largely our Janta is also accepting the extrajudicial killings that is recently done by police. So what is your take on that? I think that extrajudicial killings does not serve the purpose of police. Police's job is to take the criminals to court. But I want to know your perspective on that. And the second question is that how can we make Indian police more efficient? Like ये कहा जाता है कि पुलिस अगर अच्छे से काम करे तो मंदिर के बाहर से चप्पल भी चोरी नहीं हो सकता. But I know what is the real condition of Indian police. So how to make Indian police more efficient? And I think that people like your stature should make policies to make Indian police more efficient. So I would like to hear from you, sir.
Thank you. I require 1 hour to answer all your questions and dimensions, but I'll condense it in 2 minutes. Extrajudicial killing, your point number 1, is a crime, and many police officers are serving life sentences in Uttar Pradesh and Punjab for doing that. What you call extrajudicial killing is actually engagement, neutralization, and it is done within the ambit of law, section 34 to section 44 of the Bharati Nyaya Sanghita and the former Indian Penal Code, section 96 to section 106 of the Indian Penal Right of Personal Right Defense. Use of minimum force to save yourself or somebody else from a possible assault. The philosophy is to use of minimum force. Now first, minimum force, and if you were to read the wordings of the FIR, do you understand Hindi? You do. मुझ थाना अध्यक्ष को यह खबर मिली कि यहां पर बदमाशान बैठे हैं और बदमाशान की मौजूदगी पे हमने जाके उनको ललकारा. I challenged the desperados and they started firing indiscriminately on me. And in the right of private defense as enjoined by law, I again challenged them, but they again opened a burst of fire. One bullet pierced my pea cap and the other bullet grazed my hair. And therefore, in the right of private defense, I also fired, and he or she and 2 or 3 others died. It is not that this is the media hype that all these killings are extrajudicial. After every police encounter, there is a magisterial inquiry, there is a criminal investigation, there is a judicial scrutiny, there is a Human Rights Commission, Uttar Pradesh, and Government of India also, who are privy to all these killings, and they also can send their observers to inquire into it. So it is not that a police station is the sky and nobody above them. There are 4 agencies that inquire into all these. Now coming to crime and criminality, I am happy you have never been privy to what has happened in UP. In my time, there was a dacoit, Mahavira, and I'll show you the photo of that dacoit, whom I gunned down. He was traveling by a boat crossing a river. He found a sub-inspector in uniform and his wife. He tied the sub-inspector, raped the wife in front of the sub-inspector, and hacked the sub-inspector into pieces and threw the pieces in the river. I had also the option to engage him, and I am very relieved that I sent him to the other world. If I had not done that, perhaps that would have been a load on my conscience and on my chest. It is not an extrajudicial killing. It is a killing that is done in the ambit of law and what the criminal law allows us to do. Your third point was crime situation. Let me tell you, crime today in Uttar Pradesh is 50% of what it was 10 years ago. If the chief minister says, "Mitti mein mila dunga," I'll put you, make you grovel in the dust. And to whom? Atiq and Ashraf and Mukhtar. One chief minister shakes hand with the dog. So that sends a very different signal to the force and the people. If the chief minister is shaking hand with the mafia's dog, by idhar mat dekho, wrong number dial ho jayega. Maar diye jaoge daroga ji. But if the chief minister says, "Mitti mein mila dunga," that's it. Today I can say that nobody on the fifth floor or the topmost decision makers is the beneficiary of the loot and money from crime.
Am I audible? Namaskaram, sir. I'm Garima. I'm from Department of Management Studies. So it happen very rarely that you're in a session and you're in such a state of flow that you think that this session never ends. And this is how I felt about your session. So thank you so much for such an valuable insight that you have given us today. So my question is from Ashtang Yoga. I also practice this thing in my life about aparigraha, minimalistic kind of lifestyle that you have. Now what happened, so in our field, we have marketing as a subject. So where we are researching about that how I can increase the purchase frequency or the purchase intention of the customer. So I often get into these dilemma. What I am researching about, what I want to practice is not a perfect match. So how to balance out these particular, like your job has very different kind of expectation from you, and what you want to be in your life has all around very different types of attributes. So just wanted to know how I can balance it out.
Garima, you are not alone. Every young person, every manager, every scholar will face these dilemmas. The surest acid test of any action is it legal or illegal? Is it moral or immoral? Aparigraha, non-acceptance of gifts, is an attribute that has to be practiced by each and every one person, not only the sadhus and sannyasis, but even I'm so happy I must compliment you and my pranams at the feet of your parents that at this young age you are practicing aparigraha, non-acceptance of any gifts. Everybody is not fortunate to have a world-class faculty like you, sir. I'll give you one example. I had to ask a circular that no teacher will accept any gift on Teacher's Day. Nothing, not even a flower. A teacher will only give and not accept any gift. The dilemma that you are facing, these dilemmas in the police life, I can tell you, the Netaji says that you have to post this man to this police station. He doesn't deserve, sir. He can't be posted. उनका मैं मिनिस्टर बोल रहा हूँ, उनका मिनिस्टर बोल रहे हैं तो लॉ अपनी जगह है। मिनिस्टर साहब, आप लॉ बदलवा दीजिए कि जितने कमबख्त नालायक हैं उनको आप जहां चाहे पोस्ट करा दें तो हो जाएगा। अभी नहीं हो सकता है। At the given point of time, you are accountable to your parents, to your conscience, and to the rule of law. And therefore, there can be no deviation from this. You have all duties are to mandatory and obligatory. The mandatory duties, there are no discretion. Obligatory, you have a discretion of 1.5%. You pick up these gifts, you don't pick up these gifts, don't give. But to every manager, I would say, and every teacher, every time I accept a gift, I become a lesser human being. Every time I accept a gift, I'm a lesser. That is why the beauty, because the sanskar of the giver come to be. Therefore, what are we supposed to do? Should we insult the person bringing the gift? No. It is Diwali, and at given point of time, whether as the DGP or I get, say, 500 boxes of sweets and dry fruits. I lay them outside Okay, I don't say no. And in front of everybody, I said, thank you very much, but this will go to all the poor and class 4 officers in my department. I don't insult anyone, I don't refuse, but I give a signal, I don't, and I will not take an almond from the gift that you have brought me. I don't need that.
Jai Hind sir, my name is Basavraj and I'm a master student here. My parents refer to a line saying a bird needs to leave its nest to learn how to fly, and that is why we all leave our city, come to a different city and to learn something and do something. But I often have this question, when we are in the pursuit of doing something great in life, we often leave our roots to achieve something bigger, but how do we stay connected to our roots? How do we stay connected to our parents? Because they can't always come and travel with us where we are going to work. So how do we manage this of being connected with the roots?
This again, Vasavraj, is a question that will be confronting all of you. Cut the umbilical cord. Don't chop at the roots. Cut the umbilical cord. Don't be mama's boy. Okay. Mummy, what to do? Mummy, what to do? Mummy, what to do? Please get over the syndrome of amma kya kare, ab papa kya kare. Get over that syndrome. That is what growing up is all about. Contribute to their happiness. Be rooted to them. The legacy that you have inherited from them. But cut the umbilical cord. And all the homes that are broken today, you know what? The major reason is because of the intervention of the mother to the bride. They will be happier if the intervention of the mother, and in your case, mother-in-law, does not happen. Bear this in mind. हमें हमारे हाल पे छोड़ दीजिए, हम लोग मैनेज कर लेंगे.
Sir, I have a couple of questions, but I'll ask just. Okay. Sure, sir. So, sir, first question. I admired everything that you said, but the instance that you mentioned about a girl who wanted to throw a party in a bar, and her father apparently was stopping her by I think you said that by calling the hotel or something that don't let the party happen. Sir, so this is a modern problem, and does this modern problem not require a modern solution? Maybe there should be a direct communication between the daughter and the father instead of having an indirect way of stopping this, because I've seen relations between parents and children being distorted because of these indirect things happening instead of a direct communication. So does this modern problem not require a modern solution? And then my second question is, sir, I have myself been into government services, and I was in project monitoring unit in one of the ministry, and I went there with a lot of josh. But then I realized that a lot of legalities and a lot of rules and all bounds you to certain things, and you cannot go beyond it. Your creativity right then and there stops. So how do you take bureaucracy like that? And then that is why maybe I just left it, because I was bound to the duties which were given to me. And the moment I wanted to, you are a part of bureaucracy, and I don't think anyone can deny this. The moment I wanted to bring in any creativity into it, it required a lot of, I don't know, it was not much encouraged mostly. Even if I used to bring it up, the senior officials would admire it, but nothing would actually happen on it. So that was sort of discouraging to me, and that is why I just quit that job and came into academics back again. So these are two of my questions.
Important questions, and I'll answer them in two because I have a wealth of experience. There's always a best way of doing everything. And what my colleague and my batchmate did was the shortest way of doing it and handling his daughter. Compassion and love are the substitutes, and if I were the parent, I would just hug the child. It will make me terribly unhappy, beta, if you were to do this. And I can rest you assured, I would have got my way. My wife would have got the way. Love and compassion. But when love and compassion are missing, the relationship is flawed. And when the relationship is flawed, well, God save that family. I hope I've answered the question, and I wish I could tell you all that nonsensical interpersonal equation was deteriorating, rejection, dejection, and you would understand a word to the wise is enough. Now coming to the fact that everybody who has different ideas, first there will be sarcasm. In my case, आ गए हैं Napoleon. Field Marshal Manekshaw is here. Now he will give you the brightest ideas. First there will be sarcasm. Then there will be rejection. I still remember those torturing words. Now here the lollipop ideas of Dr. Vikram Singh. Okay, you're not alone. Every time we come with a non-conformist idea, coming straight for the welfare of the organization, please accept 99%, not 90% rejection. There'll be few takers for brilliant ideas, but yes, what your job is to do, that the success stories that your ideas have had earlier, let those success stories nationally and internationally be replicated. And I got my way even after. And then they started that Vikram Singh is the Sankat Mochan of the police department. You will be the Sankat Mochan of the department wherever you are, but don't get demolished, don't get demoralized by the negative talk and the gossip corner. There is a gossip churning machine in every organization, and they will demolish you and decimate you. Am I right?
Thank you, sir, for your clear and insightful responses. I am very sure that we have all been very much enriched by this wonderful session, as much as, if not more, by the wonderful talk that you had delivered. Sir, as the ancient saying goes, that the only thing better than a fist of knowledge are two fists of knowledge. And we definitely had it from you, for which we are immensely blessed. Now moving ahead, I request Professor Shri Ranjit Kumar Nanda, our respected faculty advisor, to present a memento as our heartfelt token of gratitude to Dr. Vikram Singh. Sir, please. Thank you, Professor Nanda. Now moving to the penultimate part, the crescendo of today's evening, I would like to proceed to the vote of thanks. On behalf of the Vande Mataram Forum, I thank Dr. Vikram Singh for sharing his experiences, wisdom, and guidance, which will remain with us as inspiration in our journey of serving Bharat. I also thank our faculty, students and audience, members who embody the spirit of national service through their presence and participation. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events. Those wishing to volunteer or receive updates may write to us at vandemataram@smailiitm.ac.in, or the QR codes have been pasted all around the halls. They can scan us. We are also very proud to be conducting our Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay Memorial Lecture, on which we would be inviting Professor M.D. Srinivas from IIT Gandhinagar. We would be heartfeltly enriched to have your presence in that event as well. Apart from that, we are having a bookstall just outside the room where there are immense plethora of books on nation building and personality development. We with folded hearts request you to have a look on the books and purchase if you like. Now as we conclude, let us stand together and sing our national anthem, not just as a formality, but as a vow to uphold the unity and sovereignty of Bharat.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
भारत माता की जय.
Thank you.